Welcome back once again. So let's continue with the question here. Figure A and B both are regular polygons. Sum of the perimeter of figure A and the perimeter of figure B is 63 inches. The equation 3x plus 6y equal to 63 represents the situation where x is the number of sides of figure A and y is the number of sides of figure B. Which statement is the best interpretation of 6 in this context? They are asking me in this expression, what is the meaning of 6? As they clearly told, A and B are the figure which are regular polygons. A polygon is said to be regular if length of all sides are equal in measure. Okay, so figure A has x number of sides and figure B has y number of sides. Now what is this 6 is representing? 6 will be representing the length of the each side of figure B. And what is 3 is representing? 3 is representing length of each side of figure A. Question asked us the meaning of 6. I must say this is the length of each side of figure B. Now which option? Option A says each side of figure B has a length of 6 inches. Makes sense. So that's the right choice. Next question is, the given equation describes the relationship between the number of birds B and the number of reptiles R that can be cared at a pet care business on a given day. If the business cares for 16 reptiles on a given day, how many birds can it care for this day? So basically R value is 16. You simply need to substitute in this equation and solve for B. That becomes 2.5b plus 5 times 16 is equals to 80. Take a help of Desmos, or you can simplify it by rearranging the term. I can type it as 2.5x. B I am typing it as x, which is variable. 5 times 16 is equal to 80. So what is the value of B we gonna get, which is 0. So we can say that there are 0 number of birds, so which representing the value of B as 0. So I must say that answer to this question is gonna be option A. The line with the equation 4 by 5x plus 1 by 3y equals to 1 is graphed in the xy plane. What is the x coordinate of x-intercept of the line? So when we are asked to find out the x coordinate of x-intercept, you can see that x-intercept is the point where the value of y is 0. So simply you substitute the value of y as 0 and solve for x. That it becomes 4 by 5x plus 1 by 3 times 0 equals to 1. Because x-intercept is the point, you should say value of y as 0. Similarly, when question says y-intercept, in that expression you should substitute value of x to be 0. So I simply need to rearrange it as 4 by 5x equal to 1. So how do we solve for x? You can just do a cross multiplication. So to solve for x, denominator goes up and the numerator turns to be down. X equal to 1 times 5 by 4, which is gonna be 5 by 4 itself. So that is the value of x what we get, or you can take a help of Desmos. What is the y-intercept of the graph y equal to 34x plus 81? So this is the equation of a straight line in a slope-intercept form, which is y equals to mx plus b. So where m represents the slope and b represents y-intercept. If you write down it in this way, y equal to 34x plus 81. So slope is 34 and b value, that is y-intercept, is 81. So we should say 81 is the y value and x value should be 0. Whenever I am saying y-intercept, you should say x is gonna be 0. So the point here it is gonna be 0, 81. This is the point where the line crossing the y-axis. So A is the right choice. The point with coordinates d, 4 lies on the line shown. What is the value of d? So this is representing a straight line. To find out the value of d, by the way, which this point is representing, x value is represented as d and y as 4. So where is the value of y as 4? This is. Now here what is the value of d, that is basically what is the value of x. So how do we gonna find it? So first you can create an equation of a line, and in that equation of a line substitute x as d and y as 4, then you will be getting it. So by the way, what is an equation of a straight line in slope intercept form, which is y equals to mx plus b. Now what is the slope? Slope is rise over run. So rise is basically from here to here. What is the length? That's we call it as rise. In our case, rise is gonna be 7. So the distance from origin to here, it is 7, which is same as y-intercept. Rise and y-intercept always same. Run is the distance from the origin to the point where the line is crossing the x-axis. So run is equal to 8. And also you can see the line has been aligned in this way. So such lines should have negative slope. We have already discussed these concepts previously. So whenever the line lines like this, slope of such line is going to be negative. So in that case, m value is going to be minus rise over run, which is minus 7 by 8. And also y-intercept value is 7. So this equation turns to be y equals to minus 7 by 8 x plus 7. So that's the equation. Now to find out what is the value of d, you have to substitute x as d and y as 7 in this. So you'll be getting it. So in that case, y as 4, not 7. So 4 is equals to negative 7 by 8 times d plus 7. Now solve this. So use a Desmos. So while typing it on Desmos, you have to type d as x, okay? So you can use it like, see, I have already typed the same equation, 4 equal to negative 7 by 8x plus 7. I'm getting a value of x. By the way, value of d is 3.42857, which is d, which gives us d equal to 3.42857. Now which option gives me the same answer? I should choose that. So you can check out with every option. 7 by 2, it's equals to 3.5. So 26 by 7, check it out, what do you get? I have to choose the accurate one. So 26 by 7, that gives me 3.71, which is higher actually. So 3.71. So 24 by 7, what do you get? Check it out. 24 by 7, that gives me 3.42857, which is same as what we supposed to find. Yes, matching with it, this is 3.42857. So definitely C is the right choice. So C is the answer to this question. In the xy plane, line K is defined by an equation x plus y equal to 0. Line J is perpendicular to line K and the y-intercept of line J is 0, 3. Which of the following is an equation of line J? So as they are giving us line J and K are perpendicular, and how does the slope of the perpendicular lines are related? Slope of perpendicular lines are negative reciprocals. We discussed about this before. Now this is an equation of a line K. If you rearrange this in the slope intercept form, which is y equals to mx plus b, this equation turns to be y equal to negative x. If you take the x to the other side, so negative x plus nothing. So there is nothing means you can write it as 0. So this line has a slope of -1 and y-intercept as 0. This is something like passing through passing through the origin and the slope as -1. So from this I get a slope of this line as -1. Okay. Now line J is perpendicular to this. So if I say roughly, line J is something like this, which is perpendicular to the line K, which is making an angle of 90 degree. Question asking me, and also they said line J is intersecting the y-axis. Y-intercept is going to be 0, 3. What is the equation of line J? Now equation of a line J is going to be y equals to again mx plus b. So in our case, b for the line J is 3 because this is the y-intercept. Now how does the slope of line J becomes? If I am writing for simplicity slope of line J as mj, then as these two lines are perpendicular, slope of line J should be equal to -1 divided by the slope of line K, which is m. That is, slope of line J equal to -1 by -1. So slope of line J is equals to 1. Now substitute here. So y equal to 1 into x plus 3, or you can rearrange it by taking x to the other side. Then it becomes y minus x equal to 3 or minus x plus y equal to 3, which gives me the same thing. So y minus x equal to 3. If you multiply this entirely, see, it's correct, absolutely fine. This can also be written as or minus x plus y equal to 3, but we don't have that option. Then what should I do? If you multiply this entire expression by -1, so their sign gets changed. So that is -1 times y minus x equal to 3. It's not only here, so we have to multiply entire thing. So -1 times y minus x equal to 3. When you multiply by it, it becomes minus y plus x equal to -3, or simply x minus y equal to -3. So do we have this option? X minus y equal to -3 makes sense with option D. Now you might be thinking, why I am doing so? See, this is absolutely your answer, either this way or this way, but always we have to modify our final expression or the final answer based on the what option has included. If this is not true, then I have to do little modification by changing the sign of every term, which is can be done by multiplying with a -1. So that gives us answer key as option D. As you can see here, option D is the right choice. Next question says, the table shows 3 values of x and their corresponding values of y where n is a constant for the linear relationship between x and y. What is the slope of the line that represents this relationship in the xy plane? So whenever the coordinate points x and y has given, how do we find the slope? So first of all, they are saying us a linear relationship. In that case, this is representing an equation of a straight line, and when the coordinate points as given, you find the slope as y, like m equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now if you are assigning this coordinate as x1, this turns to be y1. Assign this coordinate as x2, this turns to be y2. Regardless, you can take it as, or this one we can say x2 y2. Let me make this one will be easy because one of the x value is 0, so let me take it as x2 y2 because this is less complex. That's it, you can take any, there is no such condition. So in this case, y2 is going to be n minus y1 value, we have taken it as n plus 184. In that case, n plus 184 divided by x2 value is 0 minus x1 value is going to be -6. So simplify it further, it becomes n minus, okay, this negative sign is common for the entire expression. That is, if you multiply by negative, it become minus n minus 184 divided by minus of minus is going to be +6. So positive and negative n gets cancelled out. So slope is going to be minus 184 divided by 6. If it is possible to simplify further, you can just take a help of Desmos, that is minus 184 divided by 6. What we are getting? You are getting in a decimal as minus 30.666667 or equivalently minus 92 by 3. The slope of this, which is equal to minus 92 by 3. Now which is the option matching with this? Minus 92 by 3 is option A. I am simply applying the definition. Yes, you can also see A is the right choice.